Hey, awesomes. How we doing? Welcome to week 12. So I've made a few changes to the schedule this week. As you may have noticed on the Blackboard announcement that I sent out a little bit ago. So I'll just remind you of those. Since we're in the throes of Project 3B, or Project 3, we should say, heading towards 3C. Maybe there's some of the teams out there, the groups might want to still be revising Project 3A. I did put a deadline in there, try to let's get this done by this Friday, as the Project 3A is kind of like your foundation for where you're headed in your project. So if there's revisions you want to make to that document, please do by Friday. And then of course this week, Sunday, is Project 3B. So we're doing a lot with that, so I want to give you even extra time to do that. So no readings or discussion posts this week for that. So I hope that's okay. All right, so let's just do take a look, and I want to provide you with kind of what to think about for Project 3B. So again, reiteration, no readings this week, no discussion posts. Project 3B is due by Sunday, and then like I said, if you did want to, any of the groups out there wanted to do anything for Project 3A, please have those in by Friday. All right, so let's go to projects here, and let's look at 3B, the progress report memo, kind of what our anticipations are for that. As stated on here, you might find yourself in situations where you're working on a project or whatever and need to update the manager, your supervisor, of your progress. So we're going to write a progress report memo, and again, or maybe I shouldn't say again if I haven't made this clear, this is one progress report memo per team. It's not an individual project. This is still a group effort, collaborative effort. So here's what you want to do. A good progress report, answer all the reader's questions. Should be designed to make information easily accessible for the reader. All right, so when we read something like that, we definitely probably want to think about formatting, right? Making it easy to read, right? How we're going to present the information. So I've got a sample for you as well. So it's kind of three things we want to kind of make sure that we do. Give me, in this case, a good sense of what you've accomplished. And then any problems that you've encountered or anticipate, or apply a more formal SWOT analysis of team strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats you've encountered or that you anticipate based on what you've done thus far, right? So strengths are the research is going really, really well. Primary research, maybe not so much. Maybe that's weaknesses because of getting access, or maybe you're experiencing some difficulty getting enough people or contacting the right people or whatever. And then the opportunities are, right, to perhaps be able to, maybe you've finally found a way that you can access more people for that particular primary research goal that you're trying to get, right? Your secondary research might be a strength because you're able to find a lot of information, et cetera, et cetera. And then update any necessary changes to the schedule described in the project plan. All right, so your progress report memo doesn't need to be super long, 1 to 2 pages, following memo format with headings, lists, parallel structure, white space, and visuals as necessary, okay? All right, so I put together, this thing will work. All right, so it's a memo, right? So the thing we want to keep in mind is we have our formatting and kind of what we're using. So if this were, we're all working here at the same organization, let's say that this was the memo formatting, kind of we might think about as we read with Hens a couple of weeks ago, where he talked about you have maybe the basic structures, but then perhaps when you go to work someplace, you will need to either adapt to rhetorically, right, rhetorical frame of mind, what those conventions are, right? What are the typified or typical ways in which the folks there are communicating, right? So we're going to kind of use this structure here, right? This is at our place, let's say. So we got the memo. Dates to me, from, very similar. Subject would be obviously enter your issue or problem here. Progress report. All right. Purpose. Right. We can as the pages reference. Right. We can look more specifically now at the sample progress report that's in chapter 12, beginning on page 327. And I've taken the liberty, and you can as well take the liberty to modify this a little bit. So I've given you here are kind of the main areas. Since this is kind of a shorter document, the one in the book is a 5 or 6 page progress report. Since this is just 2 pages ish, then We don't need all those sections. So narrow it down to this. What's the purpose? Give me your results. You can perform SWOT analysis here of the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, right, that you feel are happening right in your group in the research. Then the schedule changes and kind of a conclusion. And so the schedule changes and kind of what we're going to the conclusion, right, is based on our purpose, based on the progress results we've got so far, the analysis of kind of where we are as a team, and then any schedule changes, etc. Where are you? And the conclusion, I would also kind of expect to see what are you going to do to make sure that you are able to accomplish your information report, proposal, etc. Right? So whatever report it is that you are that your team is doing, then you would kind of wrap things up in the conclusion to let me know kind of what's going to happen. Maybe you can then kind of talk about all the things that you just kind of discussed based on the progress reports, and we've made some schedule changes, and so that's going to help us get through this, and maybe then through the SWOT analysis you're able to think about some things. And real quickly on the SWOT analysis, there is this, now notice it here, it says relate problems you've encountered or anticipate or apply more formal SWOT analysis of team strengths or whatever, okay? So if you want to still call it your SWOT analysis, you can click on this link and this takes you here to a Wikipedia page, and it kind of talks about what strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are, characteristics of the business or project that give it an advantage over others, characteristics of the business that place the business or project at a disadvantage relative to others, elements in the environment that the business or project could exploit to its advantage, elements in the environment that could cause trouble for the business or project. So if you did want to take sort of a more project analysis, you could definitely do that. However, at the same time, if you wanted to do strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats just about your project as a whole and what you're encountering in getting things done, I'm fine with that too. Either way that you wanted to go, I'll leave that largely up to you. Just make sure that it's clear. All right, does that make sense? All right, and then update your, and I added the conclusion there. Again, that's due this Sunday as well. Okay, that should take care of most everything we need this week. As I said, I'm giving you as much extra time as I possibly can. I've made some other changes to our schedule, and let's just, since we're here, let's just take a look at that right now, since we've still got a little bit of time, the overall schedule, so you guys can be kind of thinking about this down the road, right? All right, so we are in week 12, so let's scroll down to week 12. Progress report is due Thanksgiving week. Research reports are due the following week. So next week, there's nothing due, right? Nothing that you have to get to me or whatever. So I'm trying to, two things here, right? And hopefully give you some time to spend time with your family, obviously. Number two, help you think about maybe the other things that you might need to be doing. Definitely spend some of that time working up on things. And so when you get back, right, from Thanksgiving break, then you have that full week. Then we need to put a draft of our research report is due then. So be thinking about that. I just wanted to let you know about that now if you haven't scrolled down to look at the rest of the schedule. Excuse me. So we'll post drafts, right? We'll do this on Blackboard, kind of as we've done in the past. You'll post a draft of each team. Will do a post of the draft of their research report. Then each individual person, then you'll read 2 other research reports, and we'll provide some feedback, and I'll help you out with some instructions on those as we get closer to that. Okay? And then over the next couple of days, I'm going to be coming out with the videos. It's going to talk about the professional website, right? Give you a little bit more information about that. We'll talk more about the annotated bibliography and the performance review as well. I'll come out with individual videos for that. Also, so if you want to take advantage of some of that time, right, not only working on that project, but everything else that you've got going on and do, provide you with a little bit more information about that. That's in addition to what's already on the project description on the website. All right, awesomes. Have a most wonderful week. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help you or if you have any additional service. Don't forget my office hours, Tuesday, Thursday, 10:30 to noon. I'm here way often, way more than that. So feel free to either stop by or if you want to shoot me an email and say, hey, you're going to be in your office at such time. Well, I'll come by and see you. Or if your team wants to meet with me or anything, you just let me know. All right, wish you all a most wonderful week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.